Hey internet, so as you know, I've recently cut my hair into a lob or long bob, which is a very different style for me, and so I've kind of been learning and relearning to do my hair because it just behaves very differently than my long hair used to. I find I need a lot more product and I want it to look a bit more messy and undone than I typically did with my long hair. So it's a bit of a different look, and so I thought I would show you guys the 3 ways that I like to style it, because I feel like if I can barely figure out how to do my hair, the hairstyles that I do figure out how to do are universally doable for everybody. And the tools that work for me are gonna work for pretty much anyone, because I need a lot of heat and a lot of smoothing to get my hair to look decent. And if you don't believe me, here is what my hair looks like when I've slept in it. So you can see it's kind of wavy, it's very frizzy, but this is actually the smoother frizzy version because I always wash my hair the night before, let it air dry, and then style it the morning after. Right now it only has one product in it, which is a little bit of the Living Proof Prime Style Extender. So this is kind of a priming styling product. You don't necessarily need this one. I do really like it. You can get it from Sephora. They definitely sub this for your favorite serum, like the Kerastase one is great, or the John Frieda kind of light serum is nice too. Anything like that that's going to help smooth your hair the night before, and apply it pretty sparingly because you don't want to already weigh down and grease up your hair before you've even really begun to style it. So then in the morning I heat up my straightening iron. This is my current favorite. These are from Remington. They're amazing in terms of the technology that's gone into them. Because they have this little compartment at the back that you fill up with water, these actually have steam technology that really helps to smooth your hair. So I actually like these better than my old GHD hair straighteners. I find that they work a lot faster. They make my hair a lot shinier and more healthy looking as well. So I really like this. I'll include all the information for these down below. I think the easiest place in Canada to find them is probably London Drugs right now. They are at an amazing price point. So I'm going to straighten my hair with these, and then I'll show you how I curl my hair and how I like to put it back on a bad hair day. Those are going to be the 3 styles that I show you. And the way that I prime my hair for all of them is pretty much the same. I use the Redken Iron Shape 11 Heat Styling Thermal Protecting Spray. There's nothing sort of life-changing about this. This is just kind of what I have. It's a medium control thermal protecting spray, so it does have a little bit of hold, which is really nice, and I just kind of spray this lightly all over my hair. You'll see I use way more products than I used to. I used to use barely any products in my long hair, but I still apply them fairly sparingly because otherwise you end up with 11 layers of very heavy hair product, and you know, you end up looking like John Travolta, which is not a good look for this day and age. So yeah, I just do a light spritz of this, and it smells really good, and it definitely helps to protect my hair so that if I do eventually want to grow it out, it will not be fried. So then what I do is I smooth back the frizz, and I take 2/3 of it up. You'll see pretty much every good hair tutorial on YouTube shows you how to section your hair into teeny tiny sections and take like 3 hours to do your hair. I do not have the time or patience to do that, so that's why I need tools that really have bang for their buck. And I pretty much do my hair in 3 sections and then split those sections into smaller ones, but it's not like a perfect science. You can see I grab most of my hair, twist it up, put a clip in it. It's like this little tool. It's from Goody, and it's basically a teasing comb with a regular comb on one side and a little brush comb on the other, as well as a pointy end that you can use to do your part. It really helps to kind of stretch the hair out so that it lays flat. And you can definitely flip your hair in with this like that, but I'm gonna go for more of a kind of really blunt poker straight, very modern look right now. And then I'll show you how I style it to look more voluminous and soft after, which is something that I really like to do with 2nd or 3rd day hair because I don't wash my hair every day. This would be a nightmare to do every day. do not have the time or patience. We have an on switch here, plus or minus, to control the temperature, which is shown to you in these red dots here. So I currently have it on maximum because my hair is a frizz ball. And then what you do is you actually activate it by pressing this button right here, which activates the steam function. So just a couple minutes later, you can see about a third of my hair is done, and these pieces are silky and straight, and basically how I never thought I could have my hair when I was a frizzy hair teenager, because the straightening irons about like 10 years ago were just not that good, and they just could not achieve this result. Definitely not at the drugstore. Finished straight look, you can see it looks super silky and shiny, and it has that really smooth kind of blow dry finish that I just love. So let's say this is now second day hair, let's theorize, and it's looking a bit flat, a little bit greasy. I have two ways of styling it for you. The first way is super on trend. I read an article recently in Allure about how these long barrette hair clips are making a huge comeback. This one is really pretty. It's got little turquoise stones. It's from a bead store, actually, of all places. But if you want some neutral ones kind of for the office, I recommend J. Crew. They've got some great kind of tortoiseshell finish ones that are really pretty. And usually what I like to do is just give my hair a quick mist of this John Frieda Frizz Ease Moisture Barrier Hairspray, and I kind of focus it on the roots, and I don't put a lot on because this hairspray is very strong. A lot goes a long way, and this is just kind of to keep you from having those little flyaways. Or I'll use a comb or a brush like this and just pull back the front sections. This is a bit more of an undone half up updo with a little bit of volume that you're gonna get from that hairspray, because your hair won't just sit flat against your head. So you just clip the barrette at the back. This is so easy. This is like a 2-minute hairstyle. This is great if you're at the gym and you just want to do something with your hair to just kind of make it have a bit of a style. And then what you can do is you can just kind of pull at it a little bit to add a bit more volume. It has a bit of that kind of 90s vibe to it. I'll show you the back of it so you can see how pretty the hair clip looks. I think this is a super easy professional look. It's a lot easier than a full-on French twist or updo or even a messy bun. I find that all of those are actually quite a lot of work deceptively, and this one is very much what you make it. You can make it look very undone with lots of pieces out, lots of volume at the top, very like slicked back if you use more hairspray. It's going to depend on what your hair is like as well, so it's very customizable, which I really like. We all have those days where our hair just looks kind of lifeless and flat, and what I like to do on those days is actually curl it. And if you're gonna splurge on a product and get something kind of expensive, the Oribe Dry Texturizing Spray, in my opinion, is still kind of unsurpassed. I haven't found anything else that I like as much. In terms of volumizing, I don't like dry shampoo. As you can see, my hair is very dark and it always casts a gray kind of shadow on my hair that I do not like. And this is completely transparent. So what I do is I just kind of spray it into my roots and just kind of lift up sections and spray. And it's actually, it feels like a lot because this is a pressurized can, but in terms of the product lasting and not having to repurchase this $40 bottle of product very often, I find that it does last really well because you're not using that much. Once it's in your hair, you can kind of continue to push it up, you know, kind of throughout the day, and it will kind of hold up and have that kind of playable texture, which I really like. So here I have my GHD curling iron. This is from their new line. I will put all the details for it down below. It gets very, very hot. And I think what's important with curling, especially curling short hair, is not to be too perfect about it, because otherwise you end up with a bit of an Annie look. And what I do actually is I alternate in between doing the traditional clamp and curl, which gives you a more perfect curl, And because it's so hot, it doesn't need to stay on the curling iron for very long at all. And I have that texturizing spray in, so that will really help to hold the curl. And then what you can do, which is actually a little bit quicker, so this helps to speed up your curling, and it's kind of a favorite trick of mine, is you do the other half just by kind of wrapping your hair around the barrel. And what you get with that is just a bit more of a loose wave, and you'll see that the end isn't quite so curly. So you have pieces that have varying different textures with just one curling iron. Kind of this slightly undone kind of wave texture. You just run your fingers through it. If you want to get even more of a kind of beachy style, you can go back and kind of spray the length a little bit with the texturizing spray. Now I just keep going and section my hair just like I did when I straightened it. And so this is basically the look that you get. I really like it when it looks very undone and you can't really see that curl pattern too much anymore. So I really kind of combed it out with my fingers. I flipped my head upside down and just kind of rubbed the roots to kind of reactivate that texturizing spray. And so this is what you get. To me, it looks like an imperfect blow dry. Again, you can really customize this, so if you spend more time on the curls than I did, you can get it to look a lot tighter and more perfect, a bit more retro. If you use more hairspray, then it will hold that curl more tightly and you'll get more of that wave pattern as well. So just as a final note, I feel like I'm going to get some questions on what I wash my hair with. Right now, I like the Nexus Color Assure Sulfate-Free Shampoo and the Macadamia Natural Oil Deep Repair Mask. These are both a bit gummy from being in the shower, but they are both working really well for me, but it's something that I switch out a bit more than actually the products that I style my hair with. So I wanted to make sure I tried to answer all of your questions, but if you have more, please leave them down below, and make sure you subscribe and like this video for more inspiration on style on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!